How do I wrap up 20 years of training? Oh gosh, it's a matter of confidence, I think. Just don't be afraid of it.
I have confidence that I could do it.
I guess
You're not surprised.
I guess if you have the natural ability, I've always had a high voice, and so my teachers have told me that there's something, this type of repertoire is good for my voice. Matinees are not your friend. They're not as easy at this type of thing, but trying to understand what your abilities are, and you try to live with that, that's what makes it easier, if you would call it, for you to do.
Is it like you have to kind of relax and let the sound come, or is it something that's actually conscious that's going on in the breath, in the body?
So I think actually it's a matter of coordination. Some things need to release and some things need to be engaged. And that is the trick, I think, of high notes and kind of all singing, is that coordination of releasing the right muscles and engaging the other muscles, doing it all at the same time. That's what takes 20 years to learn how to do, and that's tricky.
And there's some many parallels in singing and tennis. Peter Liao and I, we share the love for tennis. We both play. They'll tell you, the more relaxed you are, the easier it is for you to do. So there's this idea of releasing your voice. My teacher says you should let your voice fly to the last row. And so this idea of not having any extra tightness or tension and being relaxed in your singing is what gives you the ability to be able to sing those notes that can make you nervous.
Our maestro, Giacomo Giacomo, is also a very good tennis player.
Very good.
I just enjoy sport as you guys. It's okay.
So Maestro, tell us about bel canto technique in terms of
No, well, actually, it's
your orchestra and all the forces that you were.
yeah. I mean, they are like really. I think bel canto singers is the peak of the mountain. It's like Olympic games. No, you have to train to do only this 40 seconds of incredible performance. And it's the highest example of virtuosity for singers. And for conductor, actually, it's not that easy. Even if the music it sounds easy, because the most difficult thing is to always have an ear to what is happening on stage. So, for example, this is the third performance, and all three performances, I can have a list of 20 different every performances we are doing. I hear something in the voice, and so I have to find a way to accompany the singers in a better way. Maybe someday something is faster, something is slower, because you feel that maybe singer need a bit more breath. This special day, the matinee, as he said, it's quite special for such virtuosity, because the voice is not warm perfectly as it should be, as it is maybe in the night. So it's another performance. It's super high level, but as a conductor, you have to take care about everything. Mostly with this,
Many years ago, it was with the three tenors when they were having concerts, Domingo, Carreras, Pavarotti, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I want to try to do that. What I've always learned, what I've always tried to do is never try to copy anyone. I always feel like if I have any strengths, to try to figure out what they are and let those live, let them, really cultivate that stuff. So when I get on the stage, so many of my colleagues, even recently, my good friends, both, they're good friends of mine, Juan Diego and Javier Camarena, we're all buds, but to see them, to get on the stage and do it and have a great success, I admire them. And so for me, I just want to go out on stage and try to be myself. Not try to be anyone else, try to live in the moment and try to connect with my castmates. And that is the thing that makes it not easy, but the thing that lets me go out on stage and do what I do as best as I can.
The other night when you sang Amaze Me, I wasn't here for that performance, but I understand you sang, and of course you sang 18 high C's in like 6 minutes.
Well, it was funny because I did 19 in the first act, because at the end of our duet, there's the first high C. And so that's usually the marker. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be smooth sailing or rough sailing tonight. And so I had that one, and so I felt fresh and, again, being on stage, and everyone said before, having a wonderful audience like the people here is just so nice, and that people appreciate what you do. You do your best. And so I was like, okay.
How do y'all coordinate it though? How do you decide?
It was actually very easy because we talked before, because the opening night, the approach was very long too.
Yeah.
And it was, the orchestra knows that they have in the score like, if we have this from here, from this part.
It's
so
very rare.
they're okay. But we were not expecting, so he was like this, and I was like this, and neither of us in the first performance did say, let's go. So he turned, and we went, but the last performance, he looked at me like, can I do? Like, let's go.
So that's, we have a sign, it is a very rare thing to release, so I'm honored that that happened. But then you try to plan for something, because you don't do it by yourself. It's yourself, the conductor, the chorus, and 60 or so musicians. So that's how we do it.
There is one thing that I would like to tell about this, because there is this argument always in the opera. Many conductors say no piece, no? This is an old story, that no piece, because we have to respect what the composer. Exactly. But I think that in this kind of repertoire, when the virtuosity is the really big topic, if the audience get what they are doing, the level of what they're doing, and they want more, I think as a conductor, I want to say this, for me it's absolutely right to give a piece and to offer this to the audience. I think
I'll say
very important.
I'll say this quickly. For me, there is nothing like live theater in the moment. So that should never be repeated. Of course, if you have a CD, it's different. But in the moment, you remember things years ago, and you're like, oh my gosh, that time that this person did this or that. So I think the integrity of really doing live theater in the moment, if it calls for it, I think you should do it. That's what I think. Sure.
I completely agree with you.
The performance history of this particular piece is really, really star-studded. And you have as an artist, you have a choice to let that be overwhelming or to let it be your inspiration. And so in preparation for this role debut, I spent a lot of time studying Joan Sutherland, Beverly Sills, June Anderson, Lily Pons, Natalie Dessay. When I was a young artist at the Met, that my first season here was the season that this production was premiered. And so I was sitting right over there in rehearsals watching Natalie Dessay and, absolutely in awe of what she was doing. But we have to make the role our own. And so we're living in the shadow of these titans, but we're inspired by them. And I think, what I've tried to do is take inspiration from all of those wonderful performers and then make the role my own, hopefully. And I mean, what an honor to sing this role here. It's my absolute dream role, and I'm so grateful that I get to do it.